Jojo, grab that twine.
I'm on it.
Casey, gum wrapper.
Right here.
Jojo, that dog turd. What? The dog turd right by your foot.
No, you know what? I'll pass. We'll just blow up. My ring light blew up right before we went on the air here. Guess I'm not really on the air. I'm just, doing the show. But I've been telling you, the thing's been flickering. And then next thing I know, crapped itself. It literally should have had an adult diaper on because then it would have just defecated within itself. My wife is on her way to Walmart to get a new ring light. God bless her soul. I mean, she's doing other stuff too, but she's getting medicine for the kids. She's like, if I see one real quick, I'll grab it. Because my daughter has strep throat, which is awesome. Hey, it's just rolling around the house. That's great. Good times. So yeah, my ring light, I'm using my backup, which shouldn't be used at all. And this only matters for the for the people that watch the show. If you listen to the show, you're just sitting there going,
Do I give a fuck?
Because you don't. You just don't care. And I get it. It's fine. But I have a garage light, like a work light that I have that's kind of helping. I have all the lights on in the basement. And usually I don't do that. Listen, these are big girl problems. Big girl problems. So now my wife's getting me a new ring light. And the one she showed me looked like it was like bedazzled. I'm like, can we find a different one? The fuck is that shit? Anyway, that's my life. Listen, it could be much worse. It could. I got people asking me to consult on their podcasts and stuff. And these are kind of the things that you got to run into. How do you troubleshoot? I mean, I'm not going to not do the video. I debated doing the show from my front lawn today. I could have easily just, unplugged a bunch of stuff and moved it out there. But then I realized my voice carries as it is through this house. And the way, audio works, it's going to be bouncing all the way to the top of the street. And people are going to be like, what is that racket? Oh, my God. Ugh. Old people, am I right? Or somebody's going to get hot and bothered. Babies might get made if I start doing the show outside. I'm just saying. Just saying. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Ooh, yeah. Go ahead. Pants are optional. Pants are optional. Anyway. Hope you guys are having a great day. A lot to get into. And before we jump into headlines, got to hit that subscribe button as well as the like button. Don't forget, today's show is presented to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. March Madness is right around the corner. You got to be jumping at the bit for this. Woo! That's where you need to be, betonline.ag. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. They got the largest selection of odds on everything from the NBA, college basketball, to NHL and UFC. BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. Again, betonline.ag. It's BetOnline. The game starts here. Speaking of starting, let's do it. Let's go ahead and jump into those headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
I'm kind of running behind today because of this stupid ring light. And like I said, my daughter's sick, so I had to take her to the doctor this morning. So I didn't get a chance to match up any sound bites to these. So we'll see. We'll see if I can just come up with some on the fly. There may be a lot of failure, which you're used to if you listen to this show. It's fine. A restaurant owner has been left stunned when he discovered a woman had walked into his eatery and walked out with a designer sink she had stolen from the customer's restroom. I got to be honest. At first, I was like, I didn't see the designer sink part of it. I'm like, who goes in there and just grabs like a porcelain sink and walks out? But then I see a picture of it, and it looks like it's a sink that is basically made out of a hollowed out rock. And it's maybe like a small seedless watermelon size. So it's not like a huge sink, but it's very cool and fancy looking. That's what she stole. And she was in the bathroom for about 10 minutes. I feel like I could have done that in less. Feel like I could. But she went in there with an empty trash bag, came out with a filled up trash bag. Nobody really noticed till they went back and checked the security tapes. What a weird thing to steal. But I kind of get it. I kind of get it. Have you gone down the aisle at Ace, or not Ace, but Lowe's and Home Depot? That stuff's expensive. I get it. Don't do it. Don't do it, because that's scummy as shit. Because more people start doing this, the shittier things are going to get in public. You're going to ruin it for everybody. I understand. It's fancy. It's pretty. You want it. You don't want to spend the money for it. I get that. But guess what? We live in reality. You might get caught and go to, excuse me, I just hiccuped. Almost threw up in my mouth. Almost. Almost. You could potentially go to jail or prison. That'd be dumb to go to prison for this, but you could. And then it'd be like, what are you in for? Sweet cheeks. I stole a steak out of a Starbucks. Okay. All right. That's weird. That's so stupid. But man, those sinks are fucking crazy. I told you I had to just replace the faucet on my son's sink the other day. And I got of course, I get the nicest cheap version I could. And it was still like $50. It's like a fister. I don't know if that's, wait, wasn't that your nickname in high school? Fister? Never mind. It's, I know you can buy like super expensive one. It's probably a cheap version. I don't know if it's going to last very long, but I don't want to spend like $100 some bucks just on a faucet. Then you start getting into fancy sinks. That fancy sink that got stolen was probably 150 to potentially 250 in for just the bowl, for the sink part of it. That's ridiculous. It might have been more. Who knows? Fancy shit, man. Yeah. And then fucking people ruin it for everybody else. Way to go. Why can't we get fancy soap in the bathroom? Because some bitch stole the fucking sink. We're still replacing it. God. I can't wash my hands in your bathroom. Why, sir? Are we out of paper towels or something? What's going on? No, you know what? There's just no sink. Just do it in the toilet. It'll be fine. That's what I did. Go back to making your burgers. Ugh, gross. A truck. I don't know why I put this on here. A truck hauling. I must have been hungry when I put this on the rundown. A truck hauling a load of curly fries caught fire on a Maine highway. That's just devastating. I gotta be honest. But here's the thing that bugs me about French fries. In certain places you go, you ever get an order of fries and they're just not cooked enough? And you're like, oh, it's just kind of moist and limp. I want it firm. I want it hard. Okay, crunchy. Not too hard. I don't want to chip a tooth on it. I want a good French fry that has some good crisp. And you're just like, well cooked through. And then if you live in Colorado, a good place to get fries is Good Times. It's a local company, and they have this wild dip sauce that is freaking money. I love it. Love it. So when you hear about a truck hauling fries, oh my God, and then it catches on fire. There's so many innocent French fries that won't be consumed. Barely chewed on, sliding down somebody's gullet. They won't experience that. They won't. Bet it smelled good over there too during the truck fire. Smells like French fries and burning diesel fuel. Wait, hold on. With a hint of burning rubber. This is nice. Nice touch today. Nice touch. This is, well, we've been kind of looking on the horizon and seeing this coming. Humans now only make up 38.5% of internet traffic. The other 61.5% is obviously non-human. I don't know why they had to write that part. They're like, humans are 38.5. Guess what the other percentage is? Not human. Oh, wow, you're quick. No, I'm not quick. I'm just not that dumb. Not that dumb. Yeah, it says humans now represent just 38.5% of internet traffic, while a staggering 61.5% is generated by non-human entities, including bots, hacking tools, and automated scripts. This trend underscores the growing prevalence of machine-driven activities online, ranging from web scraping and spamming to advanced cyber threats like DDoS, I don't know, distributed denial of service acts. The surge in non-human traffic raises important concerns regarding security, privacy, and data integrity. This is crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy because you got obviously the very sinister side of it, where people are using those things to scam and rip people off one way or another, right? The other part is, and I was talking to somebody the other day. There's like something about buying subscribers to their podcast and buying followers for their social media. That's what they're buying. They're not buying actual people. They're buying things that will interact with your accounts, but it's not true. Like, that's fucked up. I don't agree with that at all. That is just so fucking frustrating. So, and there's a difference between when you have the fake followers, the fake subscribers, versus if you have real subscribers, you actually have people that interact with you. You actually have, like, if I'm bringing up a client to you guys, you're you're gonna actually interact with it versus the fake people. So that's crazy to think about. That's a huge fucking difference. Huge difference. And it's so obvious when you're on social media, when you see certain posts, especially political posts, you'll see things saying the exact same thing. You're like, what the fuck? Just different profile. It's so trippy. It just bugs the snot out of me. Oh, what was I going to do? Oh, I got to look at a Twitter poll I put up yesterday. This was fascinating. I don't remember why this got brought up, why this creeped into my head, but I was like, that's interesting. Who would be the best celebrity to hang out with? I said Jack Black, Dwayne Johnson, Adam Sandler, or Shaq. Very interesting list when you think about it. I'll tell you mine in a second. Let's see. Conrad said there's no bad choice on that. I kind of agree. Michael said Jack Black is going to want to sing the entire time. Sandler will drop into his singing shtick and also become annoying. The Rock would be too dry and boring. Shaq seems to have a fun, goofy side while also having a deeper introspect that could make him interesting. That's fascinating. I like that you went through all those, okay? The way I'm looking at it is Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson, by the way, I'll tell you the numbers real quick because I did this as a poll. Jack Black is sitting at 15.4%. Dwayne Johnson, 6%. He's at the bottom. Shaq, 25.5%. Adam Sandler leading the way at 53%. Good job, honey. Way to go. Why don't you sit on the corner of the bed and play with your cock and balls? Dwayne Johnson would be annoying to hang out with because the majority of the time he's going to be talking about working out, giving you tips, or just going, chomping at the bit because he's like, I got to go work out. I'm like, oh my God, you're so fucking boring. Jesus. Like, he seems like he'd be hyper braggadocious about his freaking schedule. Oh, I'm so busy. I got to do this. Yeah, I get it. You don't turn shit down. I get it. Shaq would be interesting. I don't know if I could hang with Shaq, though. As somebody that has hung out with some big personality former athletes, they're really hard to keep up with. I don't know if he has the same impulse control as like my buddy Alfred Williams does. Like Alfred and I only hung out like maybe once or twice, and it was so long ago it kind of blends together. But there was a point where we're driving around. He's all, let's go in here. Let's go to this bar. We walk in. We're maybe 10 seconds in, and he's like staring, or he's standing like at the edge of where everybody's at. He's just kind of like in the entryway, but he's scoping everything out. He's looking everywhere. Then he turns around. He's like, no, doesn't feel right. Let's go to Huff. I'm like, what the fuck? We just drove around for like 20 minutes looking for a place. Then we ended up going somewhere else. I don't know. It was fucking weird. It was really, and then he ended up stealing my phone and was texting my wife. It was funny, but annoying, So I kind of get the vibes that Shaq might be that way. Although I don't know. Jack Black could be fun. I feel like Jack Black, I would be having a sore stomach the next day because I'd be laughing so much. But he might get a little bit annoying because he would just be bursting into everything's a song and he's saying like weird shit. And I'm like, I don't know what he's saying. I'm going with Adam Sandler as being the best guy to hang out with because I think he would have a lot more stories and he's funny. As far as he has stories of, since he being on SNL and doing so many movies, he has a wide variety of guys, ladies that he's hung out with. And that would be interesting, assuming that he's going to share. Now, he does love to play basketball. I'm terrible at basketball. But, hey, I'll hoop it up with him. I'll be like, hold on. Time out. Dude, we just started playing. Scott, he's all winded. I can't do a Sandler like that. But, oh, honey, you're exhausted, aren't you? So you tell me, who would you rather interact with? That's still looks like as I'm recording this around noon, it's about 8 hours left. So that's going to expire tonight right around 10 o'clock on Twitter at DeHuff Podcast. Let me know who you would rather hang out with. It's just kind of a fun little random thing just to get your giggles on. Hey, you know what? Speaking of giggles, let's jump into some sports.
Going deep, tight ends and long balls.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Oh, gross!
It's sports with the Huff.
Well, Mike Garafolo said some interesting things yesterday, and basically what we're finding out is the NFL's finally pulling their heads out of their ass. Okay, don't know why I led into it that way, because I forgot what the story was. Basically, what's going to happen is the NFL is going to slowly get rid of the chain gang that is the ones that measure where the ball is during the games on the sidelines. They're going to use a system, a measurement system that will tell a computer system where the ball is and where it traveled, all that stuff. The chain gang is still going to remain on the sidelines as a backup. Boy, God, talk about feeling useless until you're needed. The average time to measure with chains is 75 seconds. The virtual measurements in the testing phase, it's 30 seconds. So it's trimming it up. I know some people are like, why are you guys trying to speed up the game? Because it's fucking annoying, they have to sit there and wait for them to go, hold on, the chain has a kink in it. Here's what I'm wondering. Is this going to fix the problem like that we had in the AFC Championship game where one ref was going past the first down line, the other one's just like, oh, come on, let's they're not going to get the first down. They're playing the Chiefs. You have that. Is this going to officially tell everybody where the ball was? Okay. Is it going to say, did it cross the line? Did it cross and get the first down? Did it cross into the end zone? Is that what happened? Is this going to solve it? Or is this at the beginning? I imagine we're not quite there yet. But the fact that they're putting this into the regular season is good news, because within a couple seasons, I would imagine the NFL will catch up to what we've all been saying, why the fuck don't you have a microchip in the freaking football? Why? It makes no sense. And then you just put something in the ground for the game, especially for the end zone and wherever. It just doesn't make sense that it's taken them this long, because I would imagine the technology's been there for a bit. But I'm glad that they're doing it. Now it's going to be interesting to see how accurate it is. Don't expect it to be spot on. Don't expect that. More NFL news. Travis Kelce texted Pat McAfee and said that he's going to return in 2025 and is not retiring from the NFL. That upsets me. It does. It does. We kind of talked about that the other day. It doesn't. It's not shocking. He has like 1 year left on his contract. The GM for the Chiefs was saying that at the combine. They were expecting him to come back, especially since he has a year left on his deal. But that tells you that most likely he's done after this season. And that's fine. He's a future Hall of Famer. It's pretty fucking obvious. And while I don't like the Chiefs, you got to respect when guys play their butts off. And good for him. Good for him. He's coming back. I mean, if he truly loved Taylor Swift, he would say, no, I'm going to retire. But hey, that's on you, Travis. That's on you. Okay. Just saying. Selfish son of a bitch. Selfish goddamn bastard. You know what? Let's jump into the mailbag.
Mailbag. You've got mail.
The headline was sent in from Seth on my email, dahuffpodcast@gmail.com, if you want to be like Seth. And it just says, hiker lost in China's frigid mountains for 10 days survives by eating toothpaste. I got to be honest. How long can you live without food? How long can you live without food? Right? What's the stretch on that? What do you think it is? With no food and no water, the maximum time the body can survive is thought to be about 1 week. With water only, but no food, the survival time may extend up to 2 to 3 months over time. So this is what is wrong with the headline. And I think this is what Seth must have got busy and didn't write anything more. Or he just was just like, dude, check this shit out. Fucking toothpaste saving lives. No, the toothpaste didn't save lives. If anything, it may have caused some potential dehydration. There is no nutritional value in eating toothpaste. Drink water. Drink water. If you're in the mountains, it's cold, there's probably some frost, potentially some snow. There you go. You got some water. You're going to stay hydrated. You didn't need to eat toothpaste. You didn't need to. It's like, oh, he survived 10 days by eating his own turds. Didn't need to eat your own turds, sir. But I did. I ate my turds. Yeah, but you didn't have to, is all I'm saying. I'm not a survivalist, but I'm going to be more concerned about drinking water. And if I find some bugs, I'm going to eat that for the protein. Okay, I'm not going to eat toothpaste. Well, my breath is fresh. Wow, this guy's been in the mountains lost for 10 days. And he has a beautiful smile, very white and bright. And breath smells like a, wintry mint garden. I don't know what the fuck that means. But I was like, come on, man. You don't need to eat toothpaste. Do you think you could survive if all of a sudden, we'll take Colorado's mountains right here. Even if we'll say it's in the summertime. If somebody just dropped you off in the middle and you just had a coat, we'll just say a coat, and they just dropped you off and you're about, I don't know, 30 miles from anywhere in the mountains. So you're stuck in the mountains. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know the distance. But the thing is, could you survive? How long could you survive? That would be interesting. You've probably seen Naked and Afraid, stuff like that. But listen, I'm giving you underwear and pants and a shirt and a coat. Could you do it? But you're not bringing any tools. You're gonna have to find some rocks, sharp ones, probably if you can find a river, something like that, something that you can use to cut things with, make some shelter. Then you gotta make a spear, maybe hunt something. Can't be picky. Can't be picky in those situations. If it's a fucking squirrel, rabbit, slugs, ugh, gross. Don't think I could do that. My mom was telling me, I've told you guys this before, my dad used to do that all the time. He'd go for like months in the mountains and just live up there in like a tent, or if it was somebody's cabin or something like that, but he wouldn't bring groceries or anything up there. He would just live off the land. Certain things you can eat, certain things you can't. That's a different era. I think that was a lot more common back in the day, whereas now there's people out there, and I know a few people that are survivalists and they can do that shit. I know two people. But I don't feel like it's as common as it used to be. But like I said, there's people out there that can do it. I want to say I could do it. I always joke that I could do it as long as I'm by myself. Because if there's people around me that aren't helping, or I guess I'm kind of one of those persons that like, I'll just do it myself. It's just easier. And for my brain, it's easier for me to keep things organized if it's just me. But if somebody says something to me and be like, I totally forgot what I was going to do. Next thing you know, I didn't build a shelter, or I didn't build, a fire in time and whatever. So I think that's where I would be better off in that situation. Sorry, guys, if we're on a plane and it crashes in some mountains, I'm going to want to go by myself. you know what? This is where we part ways. Like, Scott, we're all sticking together. We're a group, survive together. That's what they say. If you want to survive, you stick with the group. Yeah, I know what they say. Can I just be over here and nobody talk to me? How about that? I'll be within, visual distance. What's he doing over there? I think he's masturbating. Yeah, again? Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know why I went down that path. I don't. Hey, I'm real excited. Starting next week, I got a brand new sponsor as I transition from a guy masturbating in the woods, much like Bigfoot does. People don't know this about Bigfoot. Big time masturbator. Okay, loves to crank it out in the bushes. He does. So if you ever see bushes just rocking, just leave it alone. Okay, leave it alone. That's just Bigfoot just cranking on his big dong. Okay, it's it's their thing. Anyway, I don't know where I was going. Oh yeah. Going from Bigfoot now to Bigfoot just cranking one out to a brand new sponsor starting on Monday. Can't wait to get into that. Basically, if you need a legit roofer, or maybe you need some fence repairs, whether it's a part of a fence or the entire thing, these guys are legit. It's Roof Goat USA is going to be starting with us on Monday. You can go to my social sites and you can see all the contact information. Really amazing people. They've been doing Bill, the guy that heads the whole thing, he's been doing it for 38 years. He's been a roofer and also does fences too. He's just been doing it. That's just, I was talking to him and he's like, when I was in high school, that was just my job. He played sports, played basketball, did all this stuff, but his job was always a roofer. That's like all he knows. And he just loves it. And he's all about taking care of the customer. So I'm giving them a little extra free love here today, but it's really neat. When I always say this, guys, that's what I love about doing the show is working with companies that don't always get a voice. And when you talk to somebody that is so passionate about what they do, I talk about the Kirkwall Group in bookkeeping and tax services, and that's the way Richard is. And when I talk to Bill with Roof Goat USA, that's the way he is. He's all about. He's all, hey, Duff, you said you had your roof done. Did they do this to protect this, this, and this? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, that's the difference. He's all, we do that. We protect your family. We protect your just house in general while we're making repairs. And he's showing me the footage, the difference. And I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much fucking sense. Because there are times where when they're fixing roofs, they happen to somebody that we know there was some damage done to the exterior of the house by the roofers. These guys don't do that. They make sure that your house is protected. It's really freaking cool. And then, of course, fencing. Holy shit, I need them so bad, too, because my fence is shit. It's mostly because our dog, who's like 65 pounds, is always chasing squirrels, and the stupid squirrels tease the shit out of him. So he goes to jump up the fence to go take a swipe at him, and that body weight of his, just like he snapped two of the back fence of the posts. So I got to get those done. Then the more I look at my fence, I'm like, oh my God, how is this standing up? So it's just fences are annoying, and these guys can take the stress out of it. You're busy, you got shit going on. They can fix your roof. You got a problem with your roof. You got a problem with your fence. These guys are the ones. Again, Roof Goat USA, big time sponsor coming up starting next week. I'm so excited because that stuff fascinates me, and I respect the shit out of anybody that's a roofer and anybody that does fence repair, because I think those are the things that you notice on an exterior of the house. They got a good roof, nice, looks clean. Got a nice fence, ooh, that looks clean too. I like that. I'm kind of a nerd that way as an adult. But anyway, can't wait to talk more about them. Again, you can go to my social sites and I posted stuff about it. go to DeHuff Podcast, at DeHuff Podcast, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Big thanks to you guys for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click on the like button. Big thanks. We'll just do it. Thanks to Kirkwall Group. You guys are great. I didn't read your spot today, but that's okay. I love Richard and everybody at the Kirkwall Group, as well as our new sponsor. It's going to be Roof Goat USA, Roof Goat USA, and of course, Bet Online. You guys are amazing. Let's have a great day. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next.